Hello dogs, my name is Cameron and I'm gonna start actually saying dogs as you guys' actual intro. That's what my fan base shall be called. I know it's kind of copying Ren Dog, but I don't care because I like it. My channel's called Road Dog Gaming, I might as well. But it's probably gonna be changing to Road Dog Entertainment soon, most likely. I don't know yet. But Hell in a Cell 2016, holy fucking shitballs, that was fucking goddamn amazing. And you know what? I know I spent like full on Austin from Shoddycast, but I don't give a shit because goddamn, that was the best pay-per-view I've watched in my life. Granted, I've only watched 3 pay-per-views besides replays, so you know, whatevs. But let's get right down to it. So, first match of the night on the kickoff after Bayley and Rich Swann talked to the kickoff team. Holy shit, Lince Dorado, Cedric Alexander, and Sin Cara won, obviously. It was a nice match. I liked it because the team I wanted to win won. Oh, speaking of, I should probably go grab the prediction sheet because I left it upstairs. Because I forgot to record the predictions last week because I'm stupid. No, because me and my uncle were just so fucking tired after watching all the wrestling and stuff, we just ended up going to bed. We watched Pure Genius and fell asleep. That was pretty much it. So, the matches that were predicted. The predictions for me and my uncle. In the Cruiserweight 6-man tag match, I had Cedric, Lince, and Sin Cara, and my uncle Jesse had Drew Gulak, Tony Nese, and Arya Daivari. I won that. I was up 1-0. Dana Brooke versus Bayley, going out of order. Roman Reigns versus Rusev for the United States Championship. We both had Roman Reigns. We both gained a point. 2-1, my lead. Dana Brooke versus Bayley, the second match of the night on the actual main show. We both had Bayley. We both won a point there. 3-2, my lead. Match number 3. I skipped number 3. Enzo and Cass versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. I had Enzo and Cass, and I lost a point there. Tied up 3-3 because of Gallows and Anderson is who my uncle had chosen. Match number 4, Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens. Even though I knew it was going to be Kevin Owens going into it, and I knew no matter what it was going to be Kevin Owens, I chose Seth Rollins. I lost 4-3. My uncle was up. Honestly, I feel like Seth would have won if it wasn't for Jericho coming out. I think a mosquito bit me. If it wasn't for Jericho coming out, I'm pretty sure Seth would have won it, and they would have set it up for KO to get it back, and then have a feud with Chris Jericho to not get in the way of, Seth's feud with Triple H, which is inevitably coming. Excuse me. Match number 5, which also, big shocker, the Universal title match went on before the Cruiserweight Championship match, the Tag Team Championship match, and we all knew the Women's Championship match was main eventing anyway, so it didn't really matter. I just didn't expect it to go on the mid-card. Like, seriously, it was the 4th match of the night. Like, shit. Alright, but match number 5, TJ Perkins versus Brian Kendrick. Me and my uncle both had TJ Perkins winning, and we both lost. We didn't get a single fucking point from that match. Brian Kendrick won the match by faking an injury, playing to TJ's kind of softer side, and cheating pretty much and getting him into the captain's hook, and then TJ tapped. It was just as simple as that. Match number 6, The New Day versus Sheamus and Cesaro. Hey, I got a point on this one. Tied up 4-4. Because Sheamus and Cesaro won by DQ after Kofi hit Trouble in Paradise on Sheamus after Sheamus hit Biggie with Francesca 3. Not Francesca 1, not Francesca 2, Mr. Michael Cole. Francesca 3. Francesca 2 was broken at the last pay-per-view. You shithead, dumb fucking commentator. Go call something a Michinoku driver for once. God, that's actually a fucking Michinoku driver. Call something a Michinoku driver. That's actually a Michinoku driver. And honestly though, match number 6 was one of my favorite matches of the night. Not counting the main event, that was my favorite match. Counting the main event was my favorite match. And finally, match number 7, Charlotte versus Sasha Banks in the first ever history-making, first ever women's Hell in a Cell match. Because, hey, did you guys know it was the first ever? Because that's all they shoved that down our throats. They legit shoved that down our throats until this pay-per-view. And even on the pay-per-view, they shoved it down our throats. But Charlotte ended up winning But this match, sorry, I had to check a text from my uncle. I've been texting him all night long, telling him everything that's been happening. So this match started with Sasha getting cheap shot by Charlotte, knocked under the cell as it's coming down, stopped just in time, going out into the crowd and fighting in Sasha's hometown of Boston, mind you, where she knows people and could have very well had somebody help. But she wouldn't do that. Excuse me. After the announce table had been set up to have somebody slammed through it, Sasha and Charlotte Charlotte started climbing the cell. Sasha started climbing up after her. Charlotte dropped down to save herself and then powerbombed Sasha through the announce table. Excuse me, I'm still sick. If you guys can't already tell. And then it looked like the match was going to end in no contest or in a no compete for Sasha, meaning Charlotte automatically won. However, as soon as JoJo announced, and your new women's champion, Charlotte, Sasha gets up, kicks everyone off of her, and says, "Fuck this, I'm fighting this goddamn match," because that's how the legit boss does it. Now, I'm going to review this match before I review any other match, you guys, because fuck it, I want to review this match. This match was so hard fought, I honestly thought both women were leaving on a stretcher. There were tons of chair shots and the double knee thing that Sasha does, I think it's just called the double knees, straight onto Charlotte on top of a chair that was already pretty beaten up from both of them using it on each other pretty liberally. 2 table spots, one where Charlotte kind of set the table up and Sasha, she was getting ready to suplex her off the top rope. She, however, got reversed and pushed into it. The table kind of broke really shittily. Like, it just kind of, boom. One stand, one leg of the table broke, and that was it. And it just kind of folded over, which was kind of crap. God damn, I hate being sick. But, yeah. And then the second table spot was Sasha pulled the table out, was putting it in the ring, and Charlotte kicked it back, like, into this area on Sasha and pinned her against the... Excuse me, I'm sorry, guys. I am really trying to do this video. I want to get it done because I'm not going to be able to do it when I'm not sick because that's a long time away. She pushed it into Sasha's throat and chest, collarbone area, this kind of area, and pinned her against the cell. And it looked like Sasha was done right there, right then and there. I might die in this video, you guys, which would suck. But, but Sasha ended up getting back up. Charlotte went to do another suplex through the table, failed. Sasha went to jump off of it, got caught with a quick backbreaker, I believe. Backbreaker, and then into a big boot. And Sasha ended up coming back on top, getting the offensive back after a failed pin by Charlotte. Also, when Sasha did the double knee, she got a 2 count, which, yeah, kind of ended crappily. There are a few bank statements locked in. Sasha went to set the chair. She leaned it up against the opposite corner of where the table was originally at and went to powerbomb Charlotte through it, but fell to her knees. And I missed the point at the start of the match when Sasha was about to get stretchered off was because she fell and she collapsed pretty much. She couldn't move. Or at least that's what everyone thought, although I kind of knew she was going to get back up. It was kind of obvious. But, yeah, Sasha went to powerbomb Charlotte through the table, fell to her knees, and then Charlotte took control, slammed her on the table twice, hit her with a backbreaker, hit her with natural selection, and then pinned her, and Charlotte became the 3-time, I'm going to do a Booker T, 3-time Raw Women's Champion. Which, I mean, I kind of, as soon as the match started, I was kind of sad that it was going to happen this way because I kind of saw it coming. But the ending of me and my uncle's predictions, which we didn't actually do for anything, was 5-4. The first match, I got a point. The second match, we both got a point. The third match of the night, if you count in the kickoff show, which I am. Third match of the night, Bayley, we both got a point. Gallows and Anderson, he got a point. Kevin Owens, he got a point. Because of Chris Jericho coming in, I would have had a point on that. Brian Kendrick, neither of us got a point. Sheamus and Cesaro winning, I got a point. And finally, Charlotte winning, he got his final point to win. Which, Definitely sucks. For the simple reason of, if I would just pick Kevin Owens instead of Seth Rollins, if I wouldn't have went with my heart, if I would have went with my head instead of my heart, I would have tied, and we would have tied 5-5, which would have been more annoying for us, because then we wouldn't have a winner and we wouldn't be able to gloat about it. But still, it was a hell of a match, and to both Charlotte and Sasha, I hope neither of you sustains an injury for this. I hope neither of your careers are cut short because of this, because that match was brutal. But on to the rest of the matches. New Day versus Sheamus and Cesaro, I kind of covered enough, how it ended. There was an accidental bro kick, which I legit thought was going to end the match. Xavier Woods ducked, and Sheamus accidentally hit Cesaro. He went for the pin after Sheamus got taken out of the ring. Sheamus broke it up just in time, and it was almost a 10 count, a count out for Sheamus and Cesaro. Sheamus got Cesaro in just in time. There was, I believe, a few white noises. White noise was hit. Backbreaker, or Irish Curse backbreaker was hit. Cesaro's swing happened. A sharpshooter was locked in at the end of the match. And actually, earlier in the match, he tried to get it in. He did a Cesaro swing. Big E went for the big ending, didn't get it. They went for the midnight hour, didn't get it. But yeah, at the end of the match, Sheamus was on the outside while Cesaro had the sharpshooter locked in on Woods. He pulled Big E down. Big E pushed him back, went to go back into the ring to try to get Woods out of it. Francesca 3 was used to hit Big E in the back of the head. Well, back in the back, more like it, without the ref noticing. Big E went down. Sheamus went to hit Kofi, missed because Kofi ducked. Kofi came back, hit him with Trouble in Paradise. The ref saw that just as Woods was about to tap. I actually believe right as the bell sounded, you could see Woods tapping. And that was, like Woods was about to give up. But he's like, I can't let my team lose these titles. He's like, you could probably see him shake. I'm guessing if you were there, you could see him shaking. It looked like he was shaking. So he's probably shaking, like he's got to hold on. And then as soon as that bell rang, he's like tapping at the exact same time. And Cesaro thought they won. And then JoJo announced, and your winners by disqualification. And you just saw Cesaro's face like, you got to be fucking kidding me. But this does spell good news, because that's 2 weeks in a row that Sheamus and Cesaro have beaten the New Day, and that's also them being 4-0 as a tag team. They beat Jobber, another Jobber. They beat 2 Jobber teams in a row. Then they beat the New Day 2 weeks in a row. Which is kind of awesome, because, it means that, hey, after the New Day finally breaks Demolition's record in, tomorrow... I think tomorrow is 4:36, something like that. Wait. 4:28. I think 4:28 was last week. So 4:35, somewhere around there, 4:35, somewhere around there. So I think as soon as Demolition's record's finally broken by the New Day, Sheamus and Cesaro are going to swoop in and boom, give the tag team titles. At least that's what I hope happens. I get why Gallows and Anderson deserve it, but, dude, they've been busting through the other tag teams. It'd be a much better feud if it wasn't them versus the Unicorn Troop. The Unicorn Trio. Seriously, I don't want to see Gallows and Anderson versus those fucking PG, G-rated, fucking PG-13 rated R, wherever the fuck they are anymore. Because, seriously, they do, the weirdest shit. They do, gyrating and twerking and shit, and then they do Shame, which is a Game of Thrones reference for those of you who watch it, and then they do the unicorns and the bootios and shit, and it's dude, what fucking rating are you guys? Because it's a PG show referencing a show with blood, sex, alcohol, so much goddamn gore, so much nudity, just okay then. Match number 5, Brian Kendrick versus TJ Perkins. I did kind of mention this one, saying that Brian did kind of cheat, but the way he did was actually kind of well put together. He was still crying and begging TJ to let him win. Brian went to do Kendrick went to do a move off the top rope to hit. I can't fucking think what the move's called for some reason, but he went to hit it and he kind of landed wrong on his leg, and it was kind of looking like, oh, he's injured, but it was kind of like, oh, it could be a trick. And as soon as Perkins went up to go help him, Kendrick cheap shotted him, and pretty much, yeah, got him in the captain's hook. TJ eventually had to tap. He couldn't go anywhere. It did look like TJ was gonna win earlier with a knee bar. It also looked like Kendrick was gonna win earlier because he did get the captain's hook locked in, but sadly, TJ lost it. But on another note, I tweeted to TJ Perkins after he lost because somebody tweeted about it and stuff and talking about Ric Flair's 16-time title reign. And I was like, I was like, dude, you'll get it back. You got this. I'm like, and I tweeted, like I did with No Mercy, I tweeted the entire night long. If you guys want to go follow me on Twitter, it's at TheGameStation5 because of my old channel name. But yeah, I tweeted the entire night long, tweeting about everything, and TJ Perkins actually liked that tweet. So then I screenshotted that and then tweeted at him again pretty much, and he saw it. And then I was like, he's like, 2 of my tweets, this is awesome. And I tweeted at him saying, like, firstly, he's an amazing wrestler, he's an awesome wrestler. And secondly, it's awesome to see somebody that loves gaming, because obviously you guys know I fucking love gaming. I always have. As much as me that's in the WWE, because at one point I did actually want to become a professional wrestler, but then I realized that's just not me. That's just not me. But yeah, I'm sad to see that TJ Perkins lost. This is like his first major title. This is only his second major title defense after Night of Champions. So it's kind of shitty to see him lose the title so fast. But I feel like it's gonna set up for an even better feud later on. So, that's number 4, Seth versus Kevin Owens. Okay, this was the second Hell in a Cell match of the night, and okay, this match was amazing. This had lots of spots, and it was awesome, and lots of weapons because it's these two, and lots of back pain for Seth Rollins, and lots of pain for Kevin Owens. But the match's finish sucked. This match could have been done so perfect, but writing fucked it up. Now, obviously, I do love this feud because, it brought the list, which is probably the best thing about this feud. Okay? No doubt. Okay? The best thing about this feud right now, about the Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho with Seth Rollins feud, is the list. And if you think it's not the list, then go fuck yourself. But it's also the underlying hate that Rollins has for Triple H and Kevin Owens in the Authority right now because, he was the puppet a few years ago. But this match could have ended lots of different ways. First off, let me tell you how Jericho even got involved. So, Owens... Okay, wait. Let me tell you about my favorite spot of the night for this match. And actually, a picture of this on Twitter if you guys want to go check it out. Like I said, at the GameStation5, go check it out because this picture, perfect. But so Owens set up 2 tables. Well, technically Rollins set up the first table. Owens went to pull out another table, then realized, there's still a table set up. So he pulled out one leg of said table, put it up against the cell wall, leaned it, and was getting ready to powerbomb Seth Rollins through it. Yeah. Seth reversed this. Okay, but Chris Jericho is actually in this part. I just remembered. He came in a little bit before this. So Rollins pulled out a fire extinguisher. Hit Seth in the rib area. If you guys remember his rib injury a few weeks ago. Hit Seth in the ribs a few times and accidentally sprayed the ref in the face with the fire extinguisher. The ref had to be pulled out as that was happening. Chris Jericho ran down, locked himself inside the cage, and that's pretty much how Chris Jericho got in the match. Now, as Seth was getting ready to go powerbomb Owens, Jericho got him out. Well, actually, no, sorry. He was going to pedigree Owens, and then Jericho got him out of it, and then he pedigreed Jericho. And then Owens went for another powerbomb through the tables. Rollins reversed it, powerbombed him through both tables. It was best spot of the night for me. Well, except for anything that happened in the main event, because goddamn, that was brutal. But yeah, this match could have gone many different ways. There were opportunities where Jericho could have turned on Owens, or Owens could have turned on Jericho, or instead of Jericho coming down, Triple H could have came down and actually made that feud more like stuck in and made it more fun, and but no, it was Owens and Jericho as always. And excuse me, a page I do like on Facebook called It's Still Real to Us, damn it, posted something about this, and I'm talking about how it reminds me of early Charlotte, where she was always having someone help her win, and everyone's like, oh, but it's what heels do and stuff, and everyone's crying about it and bitching at me and telling me to stop bitching. I'm like, we're wrestling fans. Our whole job is to bitch about something. Like, I'm sure if the internet existed during the Montreal Screwjob, people would have been bitching and okay, sorry, not the internet. The internet we know today, where everything like immediately comes on the internet and stuff like that. I'm sure everyone would have been bitching about it, and everyone would have been bitching about people bitching. But the thing is, I do realize it's a heel's job to piss you off and stuff. And yes, he's doing his job perfectly. But the fact of the matter is that it's Kevin Owens. Now, I've been out of wrestling for a few years, as you guys know. I just kind of got back into it a little bit before the brand split. But the fact of the matter is that Kevin Owens, as an NXT champion, as a United States champion, as so many things, he was doing nothing. Like, it was him by himself, and he was dominating. But now it's the Authority helping him every time, and his best friend helping him all the time, and that's what I hate. Seeing somebody that can do this on their own and do amazing things by themselves have to get the help. Seth Rollins could have done the same thing, but he never would have gotten to the star point he got to without the Authority. Owens was already at that point, and I don't think, while I think, yeah, it was a good idea to set him up with the Authority, with Triple H and them, at the start with getting the championship. I don't think they should have him constantly rely on somebody else to actually get the championship. If it's always looking like Seth Rollins is this close to winning, and then somebody else has to break him out, like break it up, then there's no fucking point in having Owens as champion, because it's just going to be, everyone's going to say he needs everyone else's help. He can't do this on his own. And that's just how it is. Like, seriously, Seth was about to win, and then Jericho pulled the ref away. Seth was getting chair shots on Jericho and on Owens. If it wasn't for Jericho pulling the ref away, Seth would have won, but Seth went after Jericho afterwards and started attacking him, brutalizing him, and then Owens hit a powerbomb. And then there was a lot more fighting, and then Owens hit a powerbomb through two chairs that were set up next to each other, and then that was the pin. That was the end. That was the end of this match, and it could have ended so much better. I was expecting one person at least tonight to go through the cage, and no one did. This match should have ended up on top of the cage. The cell. With them both with Rollins going through it, or Owens going through it, and it would have been so much better. But no, it was so lackluster for that finish. The match as a whole was amazing, but then the finish. Alright, so this is how I kind of do it. 1 minute. The main match, probably about that. The finish. Main match, the finish. The finish kind of just ended that match being the best of the night for me. You know? I mean, I probably would have ended up saying that the main event was the best match of the night for me anyway, but still. The Universal title got put on the mid-card because they knew it was going to piss people off and no one was going to like it. And I liked the match, and then Jericho joined in, and it was still okay, and then the ending just failed miserably. But let's continue on, because I'm tired of talking about that fucking match. Match number 3, Gallows and Anderson versus Enzo and Cass. There's not really much to talk about on this one, except for the fact that Enzo and Cass started calling Gallows and Anderson Andy and the Big Gal, which is hilarious. They made a Big Girls Don't Cry reference. They talked about Toy Story. And then it was kind of a lackluster match. I'm sad to say that, because these are both amazing tag teams, but it wasn't much of something to remember. Like, yeah, it had a few good spots. It had a Magic Killer. It had big boots. It had the Empire Elbow. It missed some things, but in the end, Gallows and Anderson won, and honestly, I don't remember how they won. I just remember that they won. Which can prove how much I didn't really watch this match. Bayley versus Dana Brooke. Not really much to talk about on this one either. Dana Brooke was in a weird gold and black outfit. Bayley was in her normal, hug life get up thing. I don't know how to describe her get up. Oh, and I forgot to mention during Sasha and Charlotte. If you guys go to my Twitter, you will see pictures of both of their entrances. Charlotte on a pillow being carried by 6 men in like Roman warrior outfits, I guess is what that was. And Sasha coming in an Escalade with, I think, 4 bodyguards, 4 guards, Secret Service men type shit on the sides, and then she rose out of the, what the fuck's it called? The sunroof with the championship on her belt. And I also forgot to mention, she paid some massive homage, to Eddie Guerrero. If you guys don't know, Eddie Guerrero was her favorite wrestler. She actually went to Raw the night after he died, saying, "I love you, Eddie," while everyone else was saying, "Rest in peace, Eddie," which is heartbreaking because Eddie was her favorite wrestler. She paid homage to him at WrestleMania in her first real big match, and tonight she paid homage to him with the Three Amigos, otherwise known as the Three Amigos, his signature suplex move, and the Frog Splash. Eddie Guerrero is still a huge part of the wrestling business, and you can still see the huge impact he has on it today, and it's just beautiful to see somebody, who was a huge fan of his, just like me, just like my brother, just like my uncle, paying respect to him in such an amazing way during a historic match like the first ever women's Hell in a Cell match. And I know I'm getting teary-eyed, but that's because talking about any wrestler that I really liked who died just sucks or is going through something terrible in their life, Like when Chris Benoit died, I still get teary-eyed talking about that, even though I know how it happened. It still sucks because he was a great wrestler, and this business destroyed him, and that, and the business and WWE has completely written him off, and people like Hulk Hogan and Rob Van Dam and so many other people who have just been screwed over by this company, and it sucks. It's just how it is. But yeah. On to the first match of the actual main show, which was the United States Championship match between Rusev and Roman Reigns. Like the rest of the matches, there was a lot of big spots in this one. Rusev slammed Roman into the steel steps a lot. I think he did the accolade on the steel steps again, which with a steel chain in Roman's mouth, which, okay, I gotta talk about this. Doing anything on the steel steps where the person's body is not being slammed onto it will not hurt them anymore. It's gonna feel it's gonna be cold. That's pretty much it. It's going to be this part of their body being cold while this part of their body is still getting the pain. That's how the accolade works. That's how I believe the Irish Curse backbreaker that Sheamus had a few years ago on Randy Orton. Same way. But the fact of the matter is that the Samoan drop that Rusev received from Roman, yeah, that's going to fucking hurt because you're getting slammed onto the goddamn thing, you dumb shit. I know Rusev has more moves and not really a lot of his signature and finisher moves rely on slamming, but dude, slam somebody on the steel steps. Don't fucking do a submission on him. It's not going to hurt anymore, you stupid shit. Now, the chain in the mouth, arguably that hurt. That probably looked like it hurt. That really looked like it hurt. There was lots of violence in this match, obviously, because of the startup for the match. You know how the match is going. But, like I said a few seconds ago about Rusev locking the accolade on the steel steps, Roman ended up getting Samoan drop onto the steps. And as he got up, Rusev got up first. Roman got up, speared him off of said steps onto the mat, and pinned him for the win. Stayed United States champion. And I'm not going to really go too much in depth with the kickoff match because it was pretty much just a bunch of flippy shit and suicide dives. There's not much to talk about with that one. That one, well, it was an amazing match, and it was a lot of people who did great. I mean, there's not much to talk about. It wasn't, it was a kickoff show match. There's never really much to talk about with those. And I hate saying that about 6 amazing competitors, but it's just the way it is. Also, any fans who will chant CM Punk during somebody's match because they think it's boring, you're assholes. That happened tonight during TJ Perkins and Brian Kendrick's match for this Cruiserweight Championship, because during the spot where Kendrick was faking the injury, and people were chanting CM Punk, and it's just so fucking disrespectful. CM Punk has said publicly how he hates people saying that because it's an amazing match and the people deserve the WWE Universe's full undivided attention, and people are trying to, saying CM Punk, which I get it. Everyone wants CM Punk back, but the fact of the matter is he's done and he's not coming back. He's announced that, and it's just annoying to have to hear 2 great competitors. They're hearing those chants and they're like, oh, they think our match is boring. And it's just, you know, it's shitty to see two great competitors have to fucking feel that way, you know what I mean? But that's going to do it for this video because this is going on 30 minutes already, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.